Ashlyn from Simple Beauty. This is going to be part 2 of my video. Part 2 is going to be about highlighting and my favorite highlight products. So for ColourPop Cosmetics, they have a really great range of products now. They've really built on it, but it's really cheap. Really cheap products, but they're still good, but they're so affordable. It's only sold online, but I think actually they're either coming to Sephora or Ulta. I'd have to double check, but they're finally going to be in store, but it's so cheap, so affordable. And since Kylie Cosmetics uses their labs, you gotta think that they're pretty similar products. Now, I know they say that Kylie's stuff has more money put into it than ColourPop's does, and that the products are a little bit creamier, better quality. I don't know. I've never bought anything Kylie Cosmetics because I'm like, but it's made at ColourPop. It should be the same, right? I don't know that that's a fact though. I mean, I'm sure there's videos out there that'll tell you, but to me, I'm just like, I got my ColourPop, it's fine. Like, I'm not gonna spend buku bucks because it's got Kylie's name on it. But another reason I think that it's really closely related is because Kylie Cosmetics came out with these little loose highlighters. And then right after that, ColourPop came out with these loose highlighters. Kylie and ColourPop both came out with concealers around the same time too. And as Kylie has brought in her line, I've noticed ColourPop branch out from more than just lips and some eyeshadows. And cream. They were really into cream shadows and highlighters at the time, and so I just think that's interesting, but that's a side note. So this one is Luster Dust shade Strobe Globe, and so if you look inside, it's just loose dust. And so let me swatch that. And so it's much more gold undertones. It's really pretty. Personally, I really love gold undertones. It's kind of just to see like how gold it is, right? Super gold, super pretty. Okay, so I use this one the most. That's the Luster Dust I use the most, just because it's a pretty neutral shade. It's just gold. It's pretty chill. Now this other one's called Know Me, like not saying know me, but like gnome, like a little garden gnome, but with IE on the end. That's what it's called. So it is gold, but I would say it's got a little coppery pink in it, if you can tell the difference. It's a little bit more pinky. And I do like it, but again, for it to be this color, I have to be tan or have bronze in my face to be able to use it. And then it kind of looks, I mean, you saw what it looked like in there, but it's like gold, but it's just a little bit darker. It's got more pinky to it, but it's still gorgeous. And so I really like this one too. Now, what I used to use back in the day was this from ColourPop. It's their Super Shock Cheek. Say that 5 times fast. And this is in the color Wisp. And it's creamy, y'all. So creamy. And it is bright. But sometimes I don't use it because, or I haven't used it as much because I feel like sometimes it takes off my makeup, but I might not be applying it super well. And it's best to use a finger if you use a Super Shock, just FYI. So now I'll show you what I got. I'm gonna tell you a little bit more about BoxyCharm stuff later on. But this came in one of my BoxyCharm boxes. So it is a Pure Cosmetics little palette. It's called Cheek Palette, Dreamer, Bronze, and Brighten. So this is a blushing glow, afterglow, and mineral glow is what it's called. Now I love that middle shade. Love it. It's light, it's golden, it's me, right? Okay, so this is what I use the most, and when I use it, I use this brush. It is everybody's favorite highlighting brush online. It is the Morphe M510. It's just a really fluffy blending brush, but it's great. And I'll swoop that around and then I'll highlight. And it's really great because it's more compact. The only downside, I think, of the Luster Dust is that sometimes it moves around a lot and it gets more glittery than shimmery. And I don't really like glittery all the time, but I have found that if I wetten my brush with a mist setting powder, it helps a lot. And then lastly, if you want to get real crazy, if you could use a Cover FX enhancer drops. Now this is in the shade Sunlight. Y'all, these things are magical. Like, look at this. This is just pure highlight. Like, it's crazy. So if I were to show y'all what this looks like, I'm just gonna do it right here. This is not professional swatching. Look at that. It's like a mirror. It's like a mirror. So because it's so intense, I really don't use it on my cheek. When I use this, I mix it in with my foundation. And when I mix it in with my foundation, I only use like a drop or two because, like, seriously. And then it gives this like gradient glow from within, and that's why it's kind of called enhancer drops. It's not just meant to do that, but like if I want to put this on my palm and then dot my face with it, it takes a lot of work with blending, but I can definitely show y'all how to do it if I had more than just my face. And because otherwise I might start to look a little cray if I have 6 different highlighters on my face. But see, it's just, I love it. And I love it so much just to even look at it. Isn't that silly? Makeup addict, I admit it. So now we're gonna go into how I apply my highlight and what highlight I'll probably be using for this video. Okay, so let's get started. Now I think that I'm going to show y'all, I mean, y'all all have highlighters, so I feel like I shouldn't show you one of my favorites, which is the Pure Little Cosmetic Compact, because it's just such a good color. It swoops on, love it. It is probably my go-to simple highlighter. Like, even if I'm just putting on concealer, eyelashes, or doing a mascara, a wing, and my eyebrows, I'll even go in with that shade and pop it in right here because it's light enough that when I'm pale, it works for me. Like, I'm super pale, so it's a great shade for me. But I'm gonna go in with Strobe Globe, the golder color I showed you earlier. And so I've got it like this. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna swirl it around just a little bit. See, it's on the brush. And then I'm gonna tap off a little excess, not a lot, because you want this to work. And you need, since it's a loose product, you have to have some on there. And I'm gonna show y'all how I get this effect. So let me zoom you in. Hope you like seeing this close to me. So I've got this on my brush right here, and I'm going to just pop it right on the top of my cheekbone. Because the point of the highlight, I'm bringing it out. I'm bringing my cheekbone out, right? It's gonna be popping. Yeah. Ooh, look at that shine. I just feel like it does something for my soul. Yeah, so I'm going to kind of bring it up here and down to here and keep it above, like, you know, you can feel where your cheekbone is. I keep it above, on and above the cheekbone. And so this gives it just a nice little natural glow without being too like in your face. If I want it to get more dramatic, all I have to do is spray a little, I usually use Fix Plus by MAC. I love the Milani that Caitlin used. I also love the Morphe Prep and Set. It's like an aerosol can. And it just like, you know when you spray the setting spray on you and it's just like in your face, this, I'm gonna use it in a second, y'all. Life changing. It's just done. Okay, I just spray a little on the brush, and then I would pick up the product after that. And I would usually already have a little base of highlight before I do this, because like you don't want it to just stick in one space, right? You want it to work. So I have a little on here, and it just intensifies the highlight. See? But it's much brighter. All right. And then now I'm going to do the other side. So I usually use, for the more precise highlighting, I will use this little smudger brush. It's the Morphe M213, super flat little brush head, little. And so I get a little bit here. I usually use this one because it's lighter. Tap off the excess, and like say I'll come like on my nose right here and just bring it in a straight line. And then that way it's like this. And now I don't like my nose to be like, hello. So again, take the Beauty Blender and I push it into the skin. So anytime if your highlight's too poppin', just get your Beauty Blender and press it in. Some of the product will come off and it gives it a nicer finish. Especially if you have some texture on your face like I do right here, and sometimes the highlight can stick to that. And so if you want it to look less like it sticks to the texture on your face, I would recommend applying your highlight with a Beauty Blender. Now I used to hate this trend where you put the highlight on your tip of your nose. I was like, it just makes my nose longer. And then I tried it and I was like, eh. And then now for the past couple weeks I've been like, I have to do it. Right, so I'm just gonna, like a little product on this brush and just go right there. Sometimes people use their finger, you know, like do you. And then it makes it seem like the point of my nose is smaller. And so it's like, hey, how's it going? Look at my nose highlight. And then I'll take it and I'm gonna pop it on the inner corner of my eye right here. This opens up the eye. And then I'll pop a little bit on my brow bone. Right? And then when I want it to go over my lip, I normally do it before I do my lip. And I'm just gonna take my brush and this, and then tap, and then just kind of go like right over the Cupid's bow. And so that makes my Cupid's bow pop. So we're gonna set my face. I've highlighted, I've contoured, and we're just gonna set it. Did you see how nice that came out? No like spritz. I mean like, let me get y'all in, y'all. Life-changing. It's the Morphe Prep and Set. I think they've changed the name a little bit since they came out with it originally when I bought it, but still the same bottle. You'll know what it is. They sell it at Ulta too now, I believe. But yeah, Morphe's just a great brand all in all, y'all. I vote all of it great. Buy it up. But anyway, so this is the look with highlight and everything. Contour is done, highlight's done. And so these are the only places I highlight. I know some people highlight like here and here and here. No, like I just feel like up here I don't need it. My forehead might get like in the T-zone, it might get a little glisten anyways. I don't. And my forehead's already so tall that I don't feel like I need it here and here, you know? And also when I do my concealer, I do a little bit of highlight there with the concealer itself. So I don't put it anywhere else other than those places. It really depends on your face, because again, the whole point of highlighting and contouring is to almost have like fake plastic surgery. That sounds terrible, but it's so kind of accurate, because like, you know, you want that more chiseled cheek, you know, to have a more prominent highline, to like slim your face down and, you know, maybe bring your forehead back. And so like you can't contour exactly what I do if your face shape isn't the same as mine. You know, you can still contour up here if you want, even if you have a really short forehead, but maybe it's not the best idea because you want your forehead to seem bigger, you know, so you wouldn't contour. Or maybe you have this excellent perfect chin that's like doesn't need the contour, then, you know, don't do it. And so everything's different. And so if I were like to go do my makeup exactly how I feel it looks perfect on my face, on your face, it wouldn't be the same, you know? So just take what we show you and apply it and modify it to how it fits you best, you know, if that makes sense. So I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I'm just so glad that y'all been supporting us and watching our videos, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one.